Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So, Forza Horizon 5, or more specifically, the Forza Horizon series, love it or hate it, for the past decade has been the king of open world races. No game has truly come close to matching its mix of visual fidelity, physics, car variety, and gameplay. But what if I told you that not one, but two brand new AAA game studios, both led by original and former creators of the Forza Horizon series, are gearing up to shake the entire open world racing genre and challenge Forza Horizon's crown? Now, before we dive deeper into the two new AAA game racing studios and what progress they have made thus far, let's talk about where Forza Horizon 5 and this series is currently at right now. So, for Xbox and PC players who have played Horizon 5 since launch, let's be honest, there's really nothing left to do, as after Series 43, all of the monthly content has been recycled. Now, as for PS5 users, Forza Horizon is a totally brand new experience and every monthly update will feel new and fresh. However, this still doesn't change the fact that the Horizon series hasn't really evolved much throughout the years. Sure, each succeeding title has grown with a bigger map, a larger car roster, and more features, but it feels as though Playground Games hasn't really taken any real chances that would make their longtime fans go, wow, this is incredible, or bring this series to the next level. Now, yes, I understand that taking such big chances on a formula that is clearly working has major risks, but the downfall is that there's no innovation which results in the same safe gameplay loop. It's a bit like if Nissan decided to put the RB26 instead of developing a brand new engine for the release of the R35 GTR. Sure, it'd still be an awesome vehicle, but it wouldn't have truly pushed the boundaries of what's capable for the next generation. And that's how I kind of feel about Forza Horizon 5 in the context of this series. Yes, it's still a fun game, it's very familiar, but lacks that leap forward that makes players stop and say, wow, this Horizon game is seriously a game changer. Now, the other problem with sticking with the same gameplay loop is that it gives a chance for other racing game studios a window to catch up, and we've already seen a couple of open world racing titles try to take that shot. First, we had Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now, this game had a lot of hype. It was the return of a legendary franchise, it would be set in Hong Kong Island, and it would promise the same luxury lifestyle and driving experience we all remember so dearly. But when the game finally released, not only was the game filled with horrendous issues, but the entire design was so foreign that none of the Test Drive Unlimited DNA existed. The way KT Racing went on to developing Solar Crown was looked at what Forza Horizon was lacking based on the community's feedback and then implementing it into their own game in hopes that it may persuade some Horizon players to move across while completely disregarding what made Test Drive Unlimited special in the first place. And then there's the Crew Motorfest, Ivory Towers and Ubisoft's attempt at a festival-style open-world racing game. And credit where credit is due, the game is very good. The map is nice, there's a huge range of different vehicles, even more so than what Forza Horizon offers. But to me, it lacks authenticity. When I play Motorfest, it's clear why I can't drive across America anymore, and that's because the game was designed to fill the festival-styled open-world racing gap for PlayStation players. But now, since Forza Horizon 5 is on the PlayStation 5, Motorfest has effectively been relegated down to second place. The unfortunate reality is that Forza Horizon is so far ahead of its competition that not only are their effective rivals are playing catch up, but even Xbox basically said to Playground Games, don't worry about releasing Forza Horizon 6 anytime soon. Take a breather, we'll just put Horizon 5 on the PlayStation, and even though there will be no more monthly updates with brand new content, we're confident that it will still sell. And it did. Now, this type of success shouldn't grant the Horizon series to continue operating on cruise control, because eventually a game studio will end up dethroning their crown. And that's where these two new AAA racing game studios come in. And trust me, they're not aiming to just match Forza Horizon, they're here to change the open world racing genre with something to prove. First up, we have Maverick Games. Founded by Mike Brown in 2022, the former creative director for Forza Horizon 5, this isn't just one ex-Playground Games developer going out and starting their own studio. No, in fact, several other ex-Playground Games developers also joined Maverick Games, including executive producer Tom Butcher, content director Gareth Harwood, audio director Fraser Stratton, art director Ben Penrose, just to name a few. This is a stacked team, and their mission is to create a narrative-led open world driving game that goes beyond just amazing gameplay and content. Mike Brown says that to create a game for people to genuinely love, there needs to be that human connection where you're actually rooting for these characters. And to ensure the creations of these human, flawed, and a bit weird characters, Maverick Games has hired Jamie Brittan, the co-creator of the British television drama Skins. Now, to me, this is very interesting because if we look at all of the Forza Horizon games, apart from maybe Horizon 1, there's not really much depth to any of the characters beyond Horizon 2. In fact, I think it's quite safe to say that Forza Horizon lacks any sort of storytelling, which also plays a part in the series not having any meaningful progression. So essentially what Maverick Games is doing is take what's missing from the Horizon series and try to turn that weakness into a strength. They're not just building another open world racer, they're aiming to build a world you care about, populated by characters that feel alive, messy, and memorable. Just imagine a racing game where you're actually invested not just in the cars or the places you visit, but in the people you meet along the narrative, where your choices, quirks, and stories actually matter. I think that would be very interesting. Maverick Games also has their own YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, where for a while they would post up podcasts of where they're at, as well as documentaries of their road trips with their team. However, as of late, the channel has rather been quiet, with their last post being made 4 months ago. But the two most important milestones that the studio has revealed through their YouTube channel is that they're now entering pre-production, where the ideas they have brainstormed now need to be evaluated, see what's feasible, and narrowed down to become more clearer. And the other is that there's already been a small tech demo that's been developed, and only a handful of people outside of Maverick Games have gotten a chance to play it. And those were the people at Amazon Gaming, who were so amazed that they have signed with Maverick Games to be their official publisher for their upcoming title. Honestly, I really hope that this studio can pull this off. It could truly redefine what an open world racing game can be. Instead of just chasing stats, car upgrades, and championships, players might find themselves emotionally connected to the world and characters within, something Horizon has rarely done beyond the occasional cutscenes or festival announcers. It's ambitious and it is risky, but with the team stacked with former Playground Games talent, and with Mike Brown saying he's not afraid to take any chances, could this be the next true open world racer to challenge Forza Horizon without having to copy its formula? Or could it be from the second new AAA game studio called Lighthouse Games? Led by Playground Games co-founder and former studio head Gavin Rayburn, one of the original creators of the Forza Horizon series, Lighthouse Games made waves back in 2023. Gavin announced that the studio had already grown to 30 developers, and not just any developers, we're talking about former colleagues, seasoned veterans, people who have been deep in the trenches of the racing game development for years. And their mission is to create an all-new AAA title, a completely fresh IP that they believe could become genre-defining. Gavin made it clear that the goal isn't just to make another racing game, they're aiming for something highly polished, cutting edge, and technologically ambitious. He also said how much he loves working with a blank slate again. He wants to build something bigger, better, and more special than anything he or his team has done before. And remember, this is a guy with over 30 years in the racing game industry, 10 at Playground Games, 25 at Codemasters prior, so he knows how to start a studio and turn it into a hit. When Gavin says complacency kills, you know he's dead serious. That was 2023. Now it's 2025, and it has been revealed that Lighthouse Games is setting their sights on Forza Horizon as a benchmark to beat. In a recent interview, Gavin didn't hold back. He said, if you look at the revenue of Forza Horizon now, it beats Gran Turismo, F1, Need for Speed, and The Crew put together. And that's before it even went over to the PlayStation. That's massive, but the problem is everyone else is just copying the Horizon formula. And he's not wrong. Right now, the open world racing scene is a little stale. If it's not Forza Horizon, it's basically a copy of Forza Horizon. And if it's not a copy, it's an indie game, which can be great, like CarX Street, a game that I'm thoroughly enjoying right now. But let's be real, CarX Street is not going to dethrone a juggernaut like Horizon. Now, here's where things get interesting. Gavin sees this as a perfect chance to do something different, something disruptive, and while Horizon is the standard, he's made it very clear, and I quote, "I'm not building Horizon. If I wanted to make Horizon 6, 7, or 8, I would have stayed at Playground Games. We wanted to do something new, and that's exactly what we're doing now." And one more thing to mention, the new game will run on Unreal Engine. Gavin calls it one heck of a powerful tool that's helped the team unleash their creativities in ways they couldn't before. Everything else still kind of remains a mystery, but when a guy who helped invented Forza Horizon says the word disruptive, yeah, you pay attention, and honestly, I certainly am for whatever Lighthouse Games is cooking. Now here's the thing, unlike Ivory Towers or KT Racing, these two new AAA studios aren't outsiders trying to guess what makes Forza Horizon great. No, these are the exact people who built it and took that formula to the next level. And if Maverick Games and Lighthouse Games actually deliver on their promises, we could be looking at the most competitive open world racing showdown in the last decade. Playground Games and Forza Horizon have been cruising comfortably for far too long, but with the next Forza title not landing until 2026 and these two new challengers looking to make a permanent statement, the road ahead is looking very interesting. So, will Forza and Xbox step up to defend their crown, or will a narrative-led powerhouse or a truly disruptive contender take it all away? What do you think? Share us your thoughts down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza, Maverick Games, or even Lighthouse Games related, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.